man.
All right, we got him.
We like to apologize.
For what? To absolutely no one. The two-time champ does absolutely fucking nothing.
This was the first thing that I had on my.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not lying. There's a genuine reason to it, but yeah.
I mean, he didn't lie.
Yeah.
Gross Made in Chafford podcast episode 160. Am I right?
161.
161. What sounds good. We hear a special guest in the building. Atueyii, special guest. Introduce yourself. Actually, I should introduce myself, but I'll let you go first. The way we like to do it here is if you have any nicknames or obviously, you know, any aliases, that's the word I'm looking for.
Get them off. Get them off.
Now's your chance.
Hero names. You need all
I ain't got no. Actually, no. Some people call me AT, just because it's easier, I guess. I guess hero names would be Blue Marvel.
Okay.
Do you know who Blue Marvel is?
No.
You got
I don't know who Blue Marvel is. Google him real quick. Just Google him real quick.
Is he a black character with electric powers?
Hey, do you know what, Eman?
No.
If this is, I'm never.
No.
Black Marvel, you said, or Blue Marvel?
No, sorry. Blue Marvel. Blue Marvel.
Isn't that supposed to be Miss Marvel?
No.
And then they changed it. Oh, okay then. No, that's cool, isn't it?
Adam Brashear, physics professor, adventurer, all-American football player. Okay. He's like a newer superhero.
No, he's been about for time.
Really?
Yeah. He was one of the first black superheroes that Stan Lee wrote.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Blue Marvel's the guy, man.
That's dope.
Blue Marvel, love for that. Learned something new. I am Two Dems, also known as I'm Demi, also known as Two Dems. The real is back. The real is back. Listen, do your Googles. If you don't know who I am by now, it's getting ridiculous. I can't believe I have to tell you every week, but I will. The best member of the DSS, Dancing and Them Man, need to pack up their bags. And obviously, I am him. I am Himmy Neutron in the flesh. You're looking at him. So it is.
Love that, man. Love that. Cole Sanusi, Don Corleone in the building. Well, in the Zoom building, if you want to call it that. AKA LL Coolins, AKA C Note, Big 2L in the building.
Hey.
Episode 161, man. We here. Let's get it.
You know what time it is.
Yeah. What are you guys saying? It's Eman G45. The G solid in my name. The 45 is silent.
Come on.
It's the Prince of the East. Genghis Spogwe. Black Mamba Dove. Tinfoil Eames. Tinfoil Hat Eames.
Yep.
What else? There's Cheetah Yam.
Yeah.
R&B voice. Ready for podding.
I love
161. Let's get it, man. Let's go. Let's get to it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Hey,
my mama, we lit. All right.
Okay.
I guess the best place to start is with our guest, Atueyii, who is a musician. Thank you for joining us today, bro. I guess the best place to start is your career. How did you get into music? What was it for you? I was like, yo, I want to do this. And you've been putting out music consistently as well, good music as well. I think that's very important to highlight. So how did you get your start?
Oh boy, it's been an interesting journey, to be honest, man. I started out producing and engineering for different artists. Like this was like maybe about for the past, I don't know, maybe 9 years or so now. Started really young, so yeah, I've always been engineering, producing. I used to be an R&B artist as well, you know, carrying a guitar on stage, singing like Ed Sheeran. I did it before he did, basically. And then I kind of switched to Afro R&B when I kind of discovered that I'm Nigerian. And
What do you mean?
You gotta have to.
Wait,
You
hold
gotta.
on.
You gotta explain that.
You're gonna have to rule that one back.
What do you mean by that?
No, when I discovered that, I have to, uphold culture first, like
Right.
Okay.
uphold who I am first. You get me? So,
Yeah.
embracing, I guess maybe that's the word, embracing who I am, and incorporating some of my language and I guess styles into my music. So that really started about 4 years ago, or 3 years ago actually, when I dropped my first single, Hold On. And then from then on, I've just literally just been evolving, and most of the, in fact, not even most, all the songs I've ever, dropped is basically produced by me. I've had some inputs, writing and stuff like that, but like mainly I like to kind of like show people that, whatever you've got to offer, I guess, is good enough. If you're good, it's good enough. You don't necessarily need all the other ingredients from everyone else. And if things then come to kind of like, or if people then come to add what they need to add, then you at least know who you are first, that you can then say, okay, I need this, I need that, I need this. Do you get what I'm saying? But if you have no base, then it's just long. You get me? So I kind of learned that earlier on as well. And then obviously now dropping my first ever EP, that's basically been a back burner for the last for years basically. A lot of people have been expecting me to do it sooner, but I just felt, there's no point with the current state of the music industry. Dropping an EP or dropping an album was kind of like long, you get me? So but now it just makes more sense, because I feel like, I've come to that point where there's even 100% more acceptance and knowing who I am and being like, you know what, this is me, this is what I have to offer. And it's been a sweet journey, man.
And I think you have to make, from what I understand of your journey, you have to do it when you're ready. There's no point anything else will just be rushed, or you won't make the music that you're truly happy with. So I think
100%.
get into a position where you was pleased with the music you're making, or you was ready to make the music you want to make. Sounds like it was so important to your journey.
Yeah. And I feel like it's obviously very important. And this is why I keep saying to people, like when they ask me this question, it's like, listen, you have to make sure that you accept who you are first before you go into any kind of setting. If you, for lack of a better word, if you're a villain, if you know that you're a villain, if you know that you're a bad guy, accept that you're a bad guy. And if you're going to pretend, go in places and pretend to be good. Do you get what I'm saying? But knowing who you are is the base. And that's what you need at first. Know what you have to offer, so that when anything else comes, it can't shake you. It can't move you around. It can't make you go, oh, you know what? I should have tried it this way. I should have tried it that way. Do you get what I'm saying? You just know that this is what I have to offer. So take it or leave it. Do you get what I'm saying? But so it's interesting finding that out as well, and just learning that and accepting that. You get me? So yeah.
No, I think that's actually a really good point. I'm very interested to see how keen or important it is to you to know who you are when you go into any space. I think that's already a recipe for success, because you will be confident doing what you want to do and wherever you go.
Yeah.
I think that's Any questions, Ed?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's interesting that, because I know you're an artist, but I didn't know like you actually produce all your stuff, which is like pretty. I mean, believe it or not, it's still quite a rare thing. Do you know what I'm saying? And like, how did that come about for you? Because obviously, like, where did you discover your talent first? Because I know you play different instruments. Was your discovery in producing first, or was it as being an artist first?
Being an artist first, definitely. Being a singer first. Obviously grew up in Lagos, and go in church and all of that, just discover that I like singing, because me and my siblings used to listen to a lot of Lucky Dube, a lot of ABBA. Do you know Lucky Dube by any chance? No.
No.
Heard of him? No. It's a reggae South African artist.
Okay.
He unfortunately died around 2006. But yeah, he's basically the inspiration, man, that we had back in the day. And listen to a lot of ABBA, listen to a lot of like boy band music, you know what I'm saying, on the radio and that, just replaying, just playing it over and over again. Then I discovered I actually like this stuff. Like I like singing. So I started singing from a young age, basically. And then when I got to year 9, that's when I actually picked up producing. And that's when I discovered that I actually prefer making my own music and making my own stuff. Because obviously, you know, you can have, you know, other producers make your stuff for you, but then there's that element of convenience and element of timing as well. Whereas like right now, I could just make anything, you know, whereas other people have to wait till they get into sessions to make music, you get me? So I kind of felt like I just wanted to just get things rolling. So my music teacher in school, great guy, man. He basically taught me how to make 1-2 beats here and there. And then from then on, I just went and dived in and just did my thing. And then it was actually crazy because he actually gave me a key to the music studio in the school, which is mad because you don't really know how to do that. But, but he did that because he saw that I was really, really down for this. You know what I mean? So yeah, so from year 9, I started producing, and then year 10, obviously all on through till now. It's just been progress. And then now I've actually discovered a different way. I think maybe just about the last year, which is, you know, kind of like, I feel like that's a Kanye thing as well, because Kanye is a producer, but he's not the one that will sit at the computer and actually produce the stuff. Do you get what I'm saying? He tells people what to do. Do you get me? But I kind of discovered that element of it. I'm like, oh yeah, I actually like doing that. I actually like just sending something over and saying, hey, can you add this for me? Can you do this for me? Can you do that? Try this on it. And then when I get it back, I'm like, oh yeah, that's it. So now I've kind of incorporated that into my production as well. So yeah, it's quite sick.
No, that sounds, I think that is just the way to go. But you said something really interesting about being interested in ABBA. Right? For me, I love them, but how'd that come about?
Do you know what? I feel like, I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know, but I just feel like it just happened. It's just a chance thing, isn't it? Like, it's just, we just love listening to music, and there was a lot of us. So what my mom used to do, and we could all sing as well, the same way. My mom used to make us have like talent shows at nighttime. And this was early on in Nige. Like literally when NEPA take light, you know what I mean? When NEPA takes the light, you just stand up there, start singing. And then we used to sing ABBA songs. So we used to listen to some of the songs so that we could bring it back and sing it. And then from then on, it just started to become second nature, man. The songs. So like songs like Dancing Queen or something like that, you know, it's just a silliness, but it was, you know, I mean, those things kind of shaped me as an artist. I have to, you know, be honest with that. And even the Carpenters, heard of the Carpenters?
Sounds very familiar.
Carpenters. Oh yeah. Basically old music. basically old music. And yeah, I feel like it's when I grew up that, you know, I started to like take in or ingest like modern day stuff, but old music was me back in the day. So yeah, I think that's just how it just happened. So yeah.
I would get busy. That's why I'm, you know, I am a fan. There's no denying it. Recently, I went to go watch Mamma Mia, the play, which obviously they do the whole thing for. So yeah, yeah.
Mamma Mia is lit still.
Yeah, no. Listen.
No, they got a couple slaps. I'm not gonna lie. I can't even pretend.
No, fam, they basically shaped most of the pop music of nowadays, man, especially in Europe.
Yeah,
they
100%.
shaped the sound like of pop music. So yeah, and they're basically the driving force behind one of the greatest boy bands of all time, Westlife.
Oh, word.
yeah, because most of the songs that they sung is Westlife remixed or re-sang the songs, covered their songs basically.
Oh,
like if you're in a Westlife concert, they literally have let's say about a 45-minute section where they just sing ABBA songs. Swear down.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
man.
yeah, man. So yeah, it's lit.
Okay.
And obviously Westlife is quite important to the, you know, to West or to Europe, isn't it? So yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
They are very talented, and I'm just interested that you took inspiration from them, because they're definitely people I think maybe more people should take inspiration from. I think someone like Dua Lipa definitely but listen, the music slaps, and it's worked for a reason. There's a reason they're still getting plays.
Yeah.
Say that. So yeah, no, I think that is just very interesting. Stood out to me.
Yeah, I know it's weird sometimes as well when I say this. Like in some interviews, some radio interviews I did back in the day, I tell them, they'll ask me, "What are your inspirations?" I'll be like, you know, ABBA, Carpenters. They start looking at me funny. I'm just like, bro, listen. I know it sounds weird, but listen, I like music, but when I hear music, I like music. If it hits, it hits. You get me?
The thing is, like, music comes from everywhere, to be fair, and it's like you will find that I was listening to a podcast, and then even like there's a documentary on Biggie Smalls. Benny the Butcher and Biggie Smalls, they don't listen to hip hop. I mean, probably when they were younger, like how they were introduced to hip hop, but they don't listen to hip hop. Well, specifically Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls grew up on jazz, and then like the way he would rap his rhymes, it would be to a jazz percussionist, the drum player. So like that's why his rhymes were so out of the world, rather than just the simple 4-bar. It was fantastic. So and then you listen to other hip hop artists, they don't stay and they don't stick to the genre that they participate in, because I think one, you can end up stealing bars, and two, you can end up sounding like the other person. So there's no originality. But for inspiration, sometimes they'll go back and then listen to 1 or 2 projects where that was, well, because they're a lot older than us, but I'm talking about people who are of a certain age. They'll go back to the time where they listen to that artist, and then they'll be like, let me grab inspiration from there and try and emulate that energy. So, ABBA, you know?
No, it's true, man. It's true. And I feel like there's a lot of authenticity when you kind of like go back to gain kind of inspiration from the past. Do you get what I'm saying? Because now you've come with knowledge. Because them man that did it, they basically created the genres. Do you get what I'm saying? They created all the genres that we're talking about today. All of them were the ones that made it, basically. So go to them, to like some of their songs, obviously, you know, putting into today's context might sound corny sometimes, some of the words or some of the ways that they do music. But if you actually listen to the genius ways they came on with some of their lyrics as well, it's kind of like, it's something that if you go back and you study them and you come to this era and you actually start performing those, blow. Because everyone, I feel like every single one of us have this thing inside of us where we genuinely like old music. We all know we do. Yeah. Obviously, depending on the genre, but we all know there's something about vintage music that makes us go, this is nice. Do you get what I'm saying? So if someone comes with an old school kind of vibe, you instantly click on them. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah.
Nostalgia works, and I think, you know, we're to not the best degree, but we're seeing it in when they do it with drill and then sample drill. Typically, it does work. Like, I think, but in your case, what you're referring to is taking inspiration from the greats, which I think is obviously a no-brainer, because nostalgia is a powerful ingredient in anything. But
it's actually kind of funny, like, because I was listening to Earth, Wind and Fire this morning, so it's much strange that you say that.
Good.
That's real music.
Trust me. There's so much gem. In fact, wait one sec. Let me show you what I'm talking about. When I say Lucky Dube, this guy basically was the like sound of the apartheid in South Africa around the time. So in fact, wait, let me find his official page. So yeah, that's him here. Oh, it's not showing it.
It blended.
Wait. I don't know if you can make that up.
Basically,
he's the main guy. Like, and he did reggae, full on
Yeah.
reggae. So when we, obviously being Nigerian, being African now, when we hear about, oh, reggae comes from Jamaica, you hear that conversation, you're like, actually, I don't know, because I grew up listening to man like this that did full on reggae. Do you get what I'm saying? And he's from South Africa. So what are you talking about? But yeah. So you know, it's beautiful, man. To just pay attention to them lyrics, and it can help you, you know, grow your own craft as well. But yeah.
No, that's real, man.
So for the EP, what was the process like? You know, recording, making it happen. What's been the inspirations? What's the things you're trying to get at? What are you trying to achieve with it, I guess, as well?
See, you know what? Yeah, this EP basically kind of talks about my journey and talks about me as a person. It's not just a collection of songs that I just want to release. It's actually, it's funny, when I was approached to do the EP, I was like, And the thing is, these songs, it's actually funny. I keep saying these songs were songs that I was never gonna release because of how real I felt. It made me feel like it actually hit me in different ways when I listened to them. So I was like, this is a bit too much, and I don't feel like people will get this, or they might get it, they might get the vibe, but like I don't feel like they will do justice to the way their feeling or taking in of the songs will not do justice to how I actually feel. Do you get what I'm saying? Kind of like what's it called? Burna Boy wrote flipping Igbo and Shayo because his heart was broken. Because of his whole heartbreak thing, but people have turned it into a, you know, club banger, which is good, obviously, for him. Numbers, P's, you get me?
Of
but
course.
you know, the root of it was, you know, something real happened. Do you get what I'm saying? So this EP was kind of like, I wasn't gonna release any other songs on the EP originally, but then I felt, you know what, let me calm down, let me kind of like pat my ego down and say, listen, give people the benefit of the doubt to take it in and just listen and, you know, get their own interpretation of it. Because and then when I was asked, you know, what's the name of the EP, it wasn't hard to come up with Love and War, because that's basically what it's all about. It's literally been a hard battle, and it's funny because 3 of the songs, obviously 6-track EP, 3 of the songs are more in the loving side of things, and then the other 3 are more in the battle side of things, where I'm actually I guess just really saying some stuff. So there's a song called Bad Boy that is oh man, that song, man, it was easy to write that song because of how pissed off I was at the industry.
Okay.
So angry at the industry that it was so easy. I went through a mad management situation that just opened my eyes to the industry in a different way that I didn't know. You know, you hear things, you think, you know, you feel things, you experience things, but then you experience it on a more personal level where someone literally sells you a dream face to face. Do you get what I'm saying? Face to face. And then everything now becomes, I don't know, everything changes basically. So when I was writing that song, I was just like, you know what? Yep, I'm going to put this in there. I'm going to put this in there. I'm going to put this in there. And then that's when I finished the song. So I made the beat in literally 2 hours. And then everything else, the lyrics, just easy. And yeah, songs like As I Pray, obviously, is very, very self-explanatory.
Yeah.
It's literally me just like, I've been at it with God, man. Just me and God. Just been talking. And obviously even parts of the lyric that says, Mama, don't cry for me, because my mom cried because of the amount of mental strain I was under through some of the situations and with the management and the deal that I was in. Like, so there was a lot, man. And then so it was very, very, very personal to get these songs out. Well, it's very personal to me. So
that's a testament, really. I think it's so important to be as real and honest as you can. I think a lot of artists are now coming out and they're having one-hit wonders or things that blow up. It's like, what are you really talking about? Like, what are you about? Like, I don't know how long Ice Spice will be popular for, but I think
Wait, that's the girl that sang the. You thought I was Philly?
Yeah.
But I know I'm never gonna find anything out about her. That's gonna be it. Do you know what I
I
mean?
don't know. I feel
She's
like
gonna be
she
here
might.
for time.
She might.
She's
you
gonna
know.
be here for
Yeah,
time.
yeah. She might. She will be here for a while.
If she has the same
Cool.
right as Cardi does, then maybe. But there's only so much I can hear.
Nah,
That.
do you know what? I don't think she'll have a Cardi B experience. I think she's gonna have more of a Deja Loaf experience.
But where's
think-
Deja Loaf
Oh,
I think,
okay,
I
that's
think
very
she's
interesting.
more hood.
now? Okay.
Cardi B is like not hood. Cardi B is that, you know, that girl on the poles, come make music and do sassy. Dej Loaf was the hood girl. But not like she was hood, basically.
Yeah,
Ice Spice
she's-
gives up that hood vibe as well.
She's hood, but she's feminine. Whereas
yeah,
like
do you get me?
you could turn around and say Young M.A. is hood, but she don't
Mm.
give that feminine energy. She wants to take your girl.
Mm.
So you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
basically.
respectfully, but like I hear exactly where you're coming from.
But Ice Spice,
I think
go on. I think she's good, man. Well, I personally think she's. Do you know what? Yeah,
I'm not saying
in this day and age, yes, I think she's
it's not
got
so
what
much
it
about
takes.
the quality. It's more about like what are you saying? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
I don't know this person, and it makes it harder to connect with them because they're not using their music as a way for you to connect. So I think it's really important with what you're doing and you're trying to tell your story. People like to feel like they know their favorite artist. You know what I mean? I've never met Drake a day in my life, but he's very good at, you know, bringing you into his world. I think that's so important, especially when you're trying to connect with someone for the first time. I think that, yeah, you can't put a price on how important that is.
That's actually very true, you know, because I feel like the artists that have a longer reign or even timeless music are artists that actually talk about their personal, not maybe personal life, but they actually tell you stories about themselves.
100%,
You get what I mean?
100%.
So
yeah,
I get that. Yeah.
Kendrick told me he got COVID and I respected it because I was like, shit, me too, nigga. Like,
yeah, true.
It's true. And like
you have people like, sorry, bro, go on.
No, go on. No, you people like who?
Bryson Tiller. You like Bryson Tiller? You guys like Bryson Tiller?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Bryson's lit, man. I love Bryson, but it's like his like the fact that he just comes in, drops an album, and ducks out every time is actually quite interesting. And the stuff that he keeps talking about, obviously relationship all the time, and it's actually what he's living through. Yeah. So it allows you to be able to listen to his whole album because it feels like he's telling you the story about everything that happened with his relationships, which is obviously cool. Bro, did your camera just drop?
Yeah.
It looked like a madness just happened there, bro.
Bro, I thought mom came and slapped you one or something. Bro. But yeah. So Bryson's good at that.
Yeah, I think you should give yourself credit because we were like, lucky enough to listen to their project, and like we've heard some of the songs, and like for example, this like it relates directly to like my favorite song on there, which is "Pull Up." Like it's obviously about something you're going through, right? And I can tell by the smile as well. It's obviously an experience.
Yeah.
But I feel like stuff like that is better. You know, you gravitate to the music better, and like just even like learning that you produce it as well. It's actually quite interesting to me because on that track, I know it's towards the end of the EP, it's got like a little bit of like a, you know, when you see like the closing credits type vibe to it. So yeah, no, I think it's something you should, you know, I mean, I'm sure you'll keep doing it because that's kind of the vibe you've given off as a person, and the people who we as a collective gravitate towards, and most are the people who are willing to share and indulge in their story. It's a unique skill that, you know, not many artists can pull off.
Oh, so true.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah,
it's missing nowadays. I think.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't lose that part to your art.
And Pull Up actually. Another one that I made quite quickly as well, simply because I'm trying to. It was a song that what's it called? Man, it was easy to write because it's now coming to the point where I'm just like, you know what, I'm who I am. I'm me. This is me. pull up or go home.
Yeah.
Pretty
Fair
much. Just, you know what I mean?
I
So
hear it.
it's like,
I hear it.
if you know, take it or leave it, you get me? And that was it. And yeah, so it's nice that you like that one. And
Yeah,
that's the
good-
one that
good
actually,
track.
I don't know if you've seen, Liverpool FC used it.
Did they? When did they use it?
A couple weeks ago, they
Oh, that's
used it for one of their new player announcements. I think the player was like Jay something or James or something like that. But
Oh, that's
I
cool,
don't
man.
know. But yeah. So they used it,
That's up to
and
me.
they used the whole song as well, not even a part of the song.
Oh,
They
I
used the
love that.
whole song.
Love that.
So it's good. It's good. It's good. I like it.
Why, you're a Liverpool fan?
No,
Oh.
I support Chelsea. No, do you know what?
Oh.
Scratch that. Yes, I am.
Don't mess up the bag, bro.
Do you know what
Don't
I'm
mess
saying?
up the bag.
I am a Liverpool fan. Yes,
I
yes,
love that.
yes.
That's
I like
hilarious.
Liverpool.
I hear that
Gentleman,
still. I
man.
hear that.
Jordan Henderson. I hear it.
That's your favorite player.
Yeah. Does he play for Liverpool?
Yeah, he does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
good.
now he
Yeah.
is, isn't it?
Yeah.
No. I guess we can think about the next topic. What was the next topic on the docket?
Yeah, I wanted to actually speak to you about your experiences just performing, because I know in this, the general discussion right now, and we can maybe touch on that a bit later, because I think it ties into the future of Afrobeats and how things are growing. With Ashake selling out Brixton and that being such a big deal. I just wanted to discuss with you, because I know you went on tour with Mr. Eazi and you had a feel of being on stage. What's that experience like to you, and how important is that to your journey, would you say?
Do you know what? I love performing, man.
Yeah.
There's no feeling like, I tell her there is a feeling like performing. I think the closest probably sex, but I love performing, man. I absolutely love it, bro, because there's that. It's the okay. When I did the show with Mr. Eazi, obviously no one knows me, but for some reason, people vibed with me on a different level, because I feel like, let me blow my own trumpet. I'm quite good at performing. It's something that comes natural to me because I'm an actor as well. So I've always been learning stage presence and all of that. So it was kind of sort of easy to just, get with the program. Yeah. But it's also the added adrenaline, man. The adrenaline is, there is nothing like it, bruv, where you're literally going in front of people, even if it's two people, bruv, that have never heard of you. Yeah. And you're just there just to make them judge you. That adrenaline is great, man. So I love it. I love performing, and I want to do it more. But I don't like doing what's it called? I don't like
stage
doing
dives.
No, you never catch me doing that. I would never. I'm a Nigerian guy. I don't do stage dive. That's dangerous to your soul. Someone could turn you into a tortoise or something while you're doing that.
Yeah,
Did you see what Rocky said?
It's like Rocky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This shit's not funny. They were squeezing my nuts.
Oh no. That's not me. You would never catch me doing that, man.
That's wild.
Maybe in a different kind of setting. But no.
What was it that you don't like? What is it?
No, I don't like doing. There's certain shows I don't like doing. If it doesn't come out wrong, I don't. There's certain kind of atmospheres that I don't like being in a bougie kind of place,
right?
Or around people that feel like you're almost doing them a favor performing, when in reality you're there to bring entertainment to them. But do you get me? So I don't like that kind of thing. If I've turned down so many shows, I'm one of the people that, the reason why I haven't toured since Mr. Eazi is because I've been saying no, I don't feel, I love doing it, but I feel it has to be the right kind of setting for me. It has to be a setting that is very welcoming, man. Because whether you like me or not, but just pretend, you get me? Like I was saying, just pretend that everything is cool and dandy, you get me? But I don't like bougie settings. I'm not the kind of person I'll probably go to. I don't know if you remember that thing that Schmurder did, Bobby Schmurder.
Oh,
it was performing on top of the table. with them, man.
That one was peak.
Yeah, do you get me? Like, so for me, I'm just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
them things like that. I'm just like, listen, I'm an artist, but I'm not that guy. Like, please, just let's show some respect around here.
Yeah.
But
I mean, to be fair, if I'm an artist, I'll go on the table and then fall. Claim compensation, brother. Are you all right?
Compensation. Stage
Yeah,
lab,
man.
well,
ACL,
yeah,
MS,
I guess you
MCL.
could. Yeah. You could do that. You could. Yeah. That's not. You see. Okay. You see another thing now. I'm not the kind of guy that tried to reach for what's it called? Publicity stunts.
Okay.
So maybe that's what it is as well.
Right.
So because some of those moves, they're just like to kind of like make people talk.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I'm very big on like the music, and my personality should be what leads everything, not what I do to get your attention. But like I said, if you're a villain, play your villainy right. So if that's your kind of thing, then do it to your, you know, like how Kanye is very good at doing that. Do your thing. Or 50 Cent is very, 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 very good at doing that.
He's the best.
Do your thing. Do you get what I'm saying? But that's not me. But yeah.
I think 50 Cent is the villain that everybody loves. Yeah.
Oh,
But then Kanye West, he's the one on standby. He's just like, everyone's cool when he's all right. But when he's not okay, when he's not feeling it, he's like,
I think Ye
just nuke him.
No.
You what?
I think Ye thinks he's Superman. He definitely thinks he's a hero as opposed to the villain, when he's probably closer to the villain. This current version of him, anyway. That's.
I feel like.
Wait, what's the famous quote?
Well.
What's the famous quote?
You live long enough to see yourself.
No, you live long enough
be a hero
as a superhero.
Yeah, die be a hero. Or live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like 50 Cent like gives people warning before he does something kind of crazy with them, like because he does that with some of his artists, like Rotimi, for example. He will make like a fake beef just to help you like grow like clout. But Kanye is the one that doesn't tell you. He just does it. So you're like, bro, what, you know, Chance the Rapper thing. It's like, what? Do you get me? So I feel like, I don't know. I can't do any of that anyways, but
I think it's quite interesting because, and Cole, I think you wanted to touch on this, but the discourse around performing at the moment is quite interesting to see. I think a lot of artists we're seeing a lot of bad performances, with festival season, and hip hop probably getting the brunt of it, if that makes sense, because a lot of artists are just having their backing vocals play and then they'll chime in every 1 or 2 bars.
Yeah, 100%. And like, I mean, it depends on the artist, right? Like in your case, I don't think you would really want to do something like that. You're quite musical anyway. So
I don't do that. I don't do that. I used to, but the thing is, the backing track thing, not even backing track, because these guys just have the full MP3 player. It's not a backing track. But with that, I feel like it's been around. It's been part of the culture for so long. That people just feel like I don't need to learn my lyrics. Or I don't need to actually be able to sing, as long as I can have this at the background just playing. I can pick up the mic and just hype myself. You get me? So I feel like that's the reason. And that kind of thing, I think, came from hip hop mostly, like you just said. It came from like rap music, because you won't catch, I don't know, someone like Ed Sheeran or like Sam Smith.
No way.
It's the backing track. They'll be singing for real. You get me? So, but Afrobeats, some man them have been doing that. Some guys just come on stage, they just do their literally MP3 just playing.
But then again, if you listen to like, there was Ashake when he went to Houston, and he played Organize. Everyone's gonna sing the song, and like the way he did it in a performative way where he said, "Okay, it's the left versus the right, and who can say it louder, who can sing it louder, who can." So he'll go to the left, sing this part, then he'll go to the right and sing that part. So like, he's at least engaging. But
I don't have a problem with that. I actually think that's fine. But it's my issue comes more when they're not doing clever things like that. Like some of these artists are just literally just on stage, just letting the MP3 do most of the work. I don't know.
Oh, so you're saying like you're saying like a Dipset with versus the Locks.
Yeah, more or less. Like,
That's a perfect example because you saw the Locks how they performed every single like lyric word for word, and Dipset was just
they were just vibing. And I thought, do you know what? Like, I would have thought Dipset. I think, I don't know, like it's a conversation worth having, but like would have had a deeper catalog with more bangers. But because of how they performed on the day, the Locks won. But I think performing is just so important, and it pays. You know, before everything to do with Astro World, you saw how much it helped Trav. There's a reason why Ed Sheeran can sell out Wembley 3 days in a row, because he actually performs that shit. If you pay to see Ed Sheeran, he's gonna do that shit.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
So it's, I think being good at performing is something artists need to get better at. I mean, even just doing interesting stuff like Little TJ, obviously coming back after being shot 6 times, should have been dead. Just the swagger and bravado that he walked on stage with.
Wait, he was shot 6 times? What? Am I new? What's going on?
They tried to end him. But
That's crazy.
Little TJ.
Stage, it felt like 50 Cent, I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah,
Give me them vibes.
crazy.
So if you're willing to do that different, or you're trying to bring something to your performance, that can also bang as well.
Okay, I hear that. I like that. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
All right.
I actually want to ask you something as far as like just like the state of just African music, Afrobeats, and how it's progressed, and like how it's kind of coincided with the music you make. So I'll take you guys back to, I guess, 2019 or 2020. Even like in your case, you said that you kind of had a feel for that kind of music at that time, so 3 or 4 years ago. Do you feel like the pandemic happening might have been a blessing in disguise? Because with that happening and where we see Afrobeats now, you're seeing, you know, the likes of Wizkid and Burna Boy do like the O2. You're seeing songs like Ye and Last popping off. You're seeing Ashaked going on the run he has. I feel like it's basically becoming more into the, you know, the general consensus of music. Do you feel like that's kind of aided you in your journey and made it a smoother transition, would you say?
Let me talk about the what's it called? Lockdown first. Lockdown definitely helped me to, like I was saying earlier, accept who I am. That was the moment where I actually clicked on it, and I was like, yep, this is definitely what I want to be doing with how I make music, because it allowed me to just not do anything else, because I've got a studio. I couldn't even go to the studio because of lockdown. So I was at home in my home studio and I was just working. So I was just locking myself down and just making stuff, you get me? So that was when I was like, yeah, you know what? I like this, and I prefer this side of me, you get me? So so lockdown definitely helped. With them guys, you know what? It's probably going to sound strange. Like how do I put it? Maybe there's an element of me that is kind of like, in some kind of way, shape or form, somehow similar to Burna Boy in the kind of beats that he rocks on, if that makes any sense. Like, following you. I feel like maybe Bad Boy, the production of Bad Boy was kind of like in some way influenced by Ye. Just the bounce of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as far as many other artists, I don't really, I feel like I'm probably the only one that maybe doesn't get influenced anymore by new artists, by these new Afrobeat artists. I like their music. So like I play the music every flipping day. But to be influenced in that sense, I feel like, because there's a kind of sameness as well. That there's this, okay, there's a, how do I put it now? There's this pop sound. You know how pop, there's a general pop sound, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there's a general Afro sound that has been created now. There's
so you don't want to be part of you don't want to be part of the algorithm.
I get it if sometimes I might, you know, slip up and make music like that, no problem. But it's not who I am. I know that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
Because when I close my eyes and I think of music, I just go to a different planet. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't know if I can say that I was definitely influenced by, you know, any of these guys. I respect them. I love their music. I have playlists, endless playlists with just their music playing, and I'm just there driving, just listen to these music. But to say I'm influenced heavily by them, not necessarily. Even with the O2 thing as well. You see, another thing as well. This is gonna sound so crazy, yeah. It's gonna sound so mad, but this is, I think, yeah, this is the first time I'm actually saying this on any interview, yeah. This is gonna sound so bad, yeah. But I've never been to the O2 Arena. Never been. And my sole reason for doing that and for making that decision is, why am I going if I'm not performing?
I heard that.
Yeah.
That's my goal. Like, for me, if I'm going to step in that arena, I've been to the Indigo because I performed there with a group of people a while ago, like a long time ago. Back when, I don't know if you remember, there was this guy, Sonny Neji or something like that, that was doing a gospel thing there. And he wanted, you know, a couple other singers on stage. So I did that. But the O2 Arena, I've never gone to like big arenas, because I'm just like, I'm not going. I want my first time to be my first time, if that makes sense. That's my personal, like,
that's motivational.
My personal goal. You get me? So it's not that I don't want to support. It's just I have a reason why, and I'd like that time to come when it comes. When I'm performing, when I'm on the big stage, I want to also say this is my first time being here, and this is the first time I'm on this stage. It's crazy, isn't it? Do you get what I'm saying? It would be nice for the PR people, but
100%.
yeah. So so as a matter of influence, I don't think I was more influenced by lockdown to just focus. It gave me a level of frustration mixed with focus that I kind of like, I guess, came on the good side of. And because these songs were written in lockdown. They were actually written in lockdown. The first one, you know, the first wave, the first madness, like where everything shut down completely. That was when it was written. So As I Pray beat, the instrumental was made like 2 years before lockdown.
Oh, wow.
But I didn't have anything for it. So I just left it. I just thought, you know what, let me just breathe on this. But as soon as lockdown hit, everything, everyone started showing their true colors, basically. And then boom, it just made it easy to just start writing. And
Oh, fair enough, man.
That's a long way of answering that question.
No, it's okay. Like I think it's a good answer, because like ultimately you appreciate what's going on, you appreciate the growth in the genre, but ultimately you see yourself kind of carving your own lane. I think that's what, you know, is a good thing, because, you know, you don't want everybody to sound the same. At the end of the day, you want to be an artist to its truest form. So yeah, it's a good answer.
I've never thought about it like that as well. That you don't want to be a part of what's going on. You want to not come to just participate. You come to take over. So you can't, if you want to do that, you can't be doing what everyone else is doing, or letting what everyone else, you know, is doing, getting into your head, infiltrate your music.
And the thing, you know what? Yeah, it's interesting you just said that statement, because social media is a huge part, and I know this conversation has been about for the longest time. Social media is killing people. Social media is doing a lot of things, but social media really is a huge part of why a lot of artists, in fact, why there are a lot of artists, why there's a lot of saturation, number one, and then why there are a lot of artists doing the same kind of thing, number two, and why a lot of artists are frustrated, number three. I think social media is the person to blame, really and truly, because it takes a lot, I feel, to kind of to see what's going on and still stand on your 2 feet and say, you know what, actually, no. Let me focus on what I'm doing here, and let me continue doing what I'm doing. Do you get me? Whereas I feel like, you know, back in the day, in the days of like Two-Face, Adibia, and them guys, you know, even P Square, what you had to do was make this song, then try to sell the CDs, or, you know, you get a CD and you go and sell it to actual people face to face, so people actually like you. Whereas social media allows the streaming thing to happen, where people can just quickly skip your song if they don't want to listen, or they can skip this, and not because your music is not great, but because it's just the culture. It's the culture of skipping. and passing on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Do you get me? So I feel like that has obviously brought on some pressures on some artists, which is why now people can't help but sound the same. Because they just feel like, yeah, that person's doing it this way. Let me do it like them. And then I'll get the same thing that they got. Do you get what I mean? So, yeah.
It's really interesting that you bring up, I guess, the history of Afrobeats. For me, it comes from listening to, hearing the music at African hall parties, huge part of our growing up. But just where the genres come from, like, it really thought through, because you have to think back then it wasn't as easily accessible. So it really, I think back to P Square, and there's so many great, the band, so many great people were making music back then. But now, because of their hard work, there is a real genre now here that, is taking over. Some of the biggest artists in the world are doing Afrobeats.
Yeah. I think with Afro as well, which is something I find, you know what, I've actually deeped this, like last week. I was like, wait, what I realize is every Afrobeat artist that's at the top right now is setting new records. Have you realized that?
Yeah.
Like Ashake is now the highest in the billboards. Prior to that, it was Omale. Prior to that, it was Fireboy DML. Prior to that, it was, do you get me? Prior to that, it was Wizkid. And then before that, it was, but do you know what I mean? They just keep coming, and each time they come with something, it just sets new records. I'm just thinking, wow, that's crazy. So it's good that the world is, I guess, accepting our music. But in another kind of light as well, it would be nice if we, now this is where it might get a bit techie, but it would be nice if we just kind of like just take our music and just keep our music. Because like, okay, let me explain that. Kind of like how, I don't know, have you ever heard of Taiki? For any Taiki, Tayc?
No.
He's a French artist.
No.
Okay, there you go. So he's been killing the game, my bro. He's been killing the game, and he's French, and he mostly blew in the French community, bro. And you haven't heard of it, but this guy's touring, making bangers, making peace. Now, he's not asking for the world's validation. He's just doing his music and putting it out there to his people. And he's a R&B, Afro. He's now moving into the Afro world as well. But started off as an R&B love romantic singer. And that is what propelled him into doing this new genres now. So, and then you go to like someone like South America, like some of the artists that's coming out from there. They when it comes to like numbers, some artists in the Afro world or even the Western world don't even compare when it comes to numbers, bro. Like on our reels, like I'm talking about hundreds of millions of streams, of views and that. Do you get me? So it's like, and you've never heard of these guys, but they support each other, and they're always there recycling their own music and keeping it around themselves. So in a way, I'm not saying obviously gatekeep, I'm not saying gatekeep, I'm just saying like, if it would be nice if we kind of create our own kind of like, I don't know, our own charts to really push our own stuff and, help our own people reach heights without regarding, Billboard charts and stuff, because that's, do you get me? But
people that can, and it is us really. We're the ones that have to push this, because it's coming from people who look like us and talk like us. So it's important that well. And like you said, if you can feed your fan base, like, we'll be surprised how much money artists be making. His name, Tech9, for example, not the most mainstream artist, but the money he makes off of touring, some people would dream to even think about seeing that amount of money, but that's because he feeds his fans. They're happy with what they're receiving. So I guess more of that. It's not necessarily gatekeeping, it's more just, I guess, not losing sight of where we've come from and where we want to go.
Exactly.
It's
they
tough
start
though.
walking down the music, like,
it's a double-edged sword though. Do you know what I mean? Because when you think about it, like, and it's kind of a good topic we've kind of stumbled on, because with obviously the billboards that have been broken every week, I don't know if you saw this, Demi, they said that they're going to make a category in the Grammys for Afrobeats.
Oh, word.
Yeah. Now, what that does, again, is to what you're saying, it's a good and bad thing, right? Because it's a good thing because they're going to get the accolades. but it's a bad thing because when the guy from Greece who decides to make Afrobeats makes the best Afrobeats album of the year.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think when you said that. I was like, oh yeah, nice, but yeah, that's true.
Then we might get angry. Do you know what I'm saying? So
I'm kicking down doors. I'm going to the event myself.
It'll be Macklemore, Kendrick Lamar 2.0. Do you know what I mean?
No, to be fair, it depends because they might turn around and they might make like for example, they might say, oh yeah, a reggaeton song is Afrobeat-ish.
Oh, yeah.
So
they won't do that.
Oh, they could
bro.
They can do it, bro.
I'm fighting, man. I ain't heard one Bad Bunny song in my life.
They'll give Skilly Bang the Afrobeat of the year.
When they say Selena Gomez has the best Afrobeat verse because she did that one with Rema. And she wins a Grammy for the best Afrobeat verse.
You see how she's dancing, bro. Allow it, man.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
It opens a can of worms. Don't get me wrong. I want our thing to grow, but it's gonna come with more people and more eyes and more uneducated
this
people.
Is why I'm saying that we need to create our own thing, man. Because it's important. It's so important that we make our own culture around this, because we can't just leave it to. And I feel like every because Afrobeats mainly is in West Africa, right? Like I feel like every West African country needs to just take it to be the most important thing now, to just keep our music, but not gatekeep, share, still collaborate, whatever, but create avenues and create stages where this is just pushed out. So it's not like Afro Nation. Afro Nation's great, but Afro Nation also brings in a lot of non-Afrobeat artists. That's just weird to me. I'm just like, it's called Afro Nation. What's Meg the Stallion doing there? Like, no, but come on, man. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, even if you bring Chris Brown, at least he's done a couple Afrobeat tunes. Do you get me? So he can kind of claim that. You get me? But come on, man. So but you know, that's just I
think the reason for Meg the Stallion is because like if you go back to Africa, the continent, like sometimes you'd be shocked with what certain tribe dances can do. So I think they probably looked at like her dance and said, you know what, she's African. Man.
Are you playing?
Not serious,
man. Oh man,
I can't believe that.
You almost had me.
Whoa, how do you let
You're not serious.
You're going through turbulence.
God
damn.
Obviously, Meg the Stallion's doing what she's doing, but I just think that we need to kind of like there needs to be, like you said, it's a double-edged sword, man. It's all well and good, but it's also not that great, because then when you have, I guess, up and coming artists from that genre, now they can't get the limelight because now other people who have already made it in other genres want a second wind, and they get that second wind by collaborating with our own artists, and then boom.
With Fireboy, that verse was hard as bricks. So Grammy, damn. Done it again. I mean,
it's still a thing, because I know that they love to, you know, I guess some of these people like our culture in it, which is nice. Ed Sheeran obviously he's always been like very, very encouraging of what we do, like, you know, working with Fuse ODG and all of that. He's always been top dog. But it's just, it's kind of like time. I just feel like we've had a long reign of, for lack of a better word, white music. We've had a long reign of that. Do you get me? I feel like it's now time. Just take a listen to us. Just listen to us. Do you get me? Push us ahead of the curve, because clearly our music gives people a sense of freedom, a sense of feeling, a sense of vibes, like Afrobeats, or even Amapiano as well, because for me, I don't know why they keep trying to act as if they're not Afrobeats, but they are. It's African music. For me, it's Afro in a way. It's just like our music literally has all the sensations you can get from listening to anything else, like all the chills, or the chilling vibes you can get from listening to jazz. You can get that in Afro. There's an Afrobeat artist somewhere that's making that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like Omale, listen to Omale, you fall asleep. Not in a bad way, but like in a very relaxing. His music is just so smooth and soothing. And then if you want the dangerous vibe where you know pick up your waps and go on the street, whatever. Listen to a bit of, you know, Burna Boy. You go and listen to that guy from Ghana. What's his name? The one that was loud about what
Plus, I fucked
yeah,
up.
yeah, exactly. There you go. So do you get me?
Hands
So
yeah.
I just want to
hands.
dance till the night ends. Listen to my piano. And my piano just have you dancing forever and ever and ever, never stopping. Do you get what I'm saying? So we've got all the vibes there. If we
I'm with
just
you.
create our own,
Nice.
culture or community where that kind of like gains the light, then boom. But yeah.
No, I love for that.
That's a good
Good
way of summarizing it.
Yeah. Does anyone else have anything to bring to the table?
No, that was well put, man. I think that was a good topic we stumbled on, because you don't want to just chuck everyone under one label, you know.
No. I mean, I think they've made that Afrobeats Grammy Award because they know they have to give Burner something for last. You can't go there empty-handed, or you can't leave empty-handed.
But do you know what? Yeah. Do you know what? So this is going to be my other side coming through, yeah. But I actually feel like this is a way, even though it seems like a good thing for us, I feel like what you said earlier actually opens up a kind of worms of what is about to happen, where it seems like they're opening this venue for us to grow, but in reality, the people that will benefit from it, will be us still.
Macklemore got a Grammy.
It will still be.
What are we doing?
There you go.
Listen, bookmark this episode. Where is it? 161, yeah? In February next year, we'll bring you back on the podcast and we'll discuss what happens, because we know there's going to be something stupid.
I can see that. Man.
But no, you know what? You're absolutely correct, because like the main goal is to get an award, whether it be first in the UK it was the Mobile Awards, then it was the Brit Awards, and now it's Grammys. And if you get those sort of accolades, then what tends to happen is that there's a sense of recognition where it's like, I won a Grammy. Now you're open to like the next level of the game, of the simulation.
Yeah.
So if there's Afrobeats, like for example, we've seen Justin Bieber try a few things, and wherever it worked, it's questionable. But in the long run, like a lot of these artists, fair enough, they're going to become big and they're going to do Afrobeats. They're going to push Amapiano. They're going to push Afrobeats. I don't know what's really happening with like the East African sound, but just to include that in the conversation with the Bongo East. Even for example, Congolese music. Like if you really hear Congolese music, bro, like it's actually intense.
It's mad.
So, it's amazing. It's saucy, like through the roof. So then all of these subgenres within, I mean, right now we actually call it subgenre, but with all these subgenres within Afrobeat, I know for a fact there's going to be a ceiling that's hit. Then they're going to have to go and collaborate with certain artists. Like, for example, you might see, what's his name? Bad Bunny. Is it Bad Bunny?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you might see Bad Bunny collab with Buju Benson. Yeah. And like having that collab might push him to another realm. So then now other artists are gonna come and then they're not gonna collab, they're gonna leech. They're gonna leech onto Afrobeats trying to get that Grammy. And then now there's the validation that they receive rather than pushing it on the culture, what it's supposed to do. So I think you're very much correct.
Yeah.
I mean, next.
I feel like Mobiles is a very, very good example of what happened. Mobiles is for Black music.
Forget that.
You go to Mobiles these days, anyone can win anything. You get me?
Yeah.
So, oh boy, but yeah, it's true. I mean, it's a good thing that the world is listening to our music. I mean, for now, I guess for me, I don't care that much because my main goal is just hear me right now. Just hear me first. But when you finish hearing me, when we get to that point, because we will get to that point where you've now heard me, that's when I'll be competing for these accolades. Now you get me.
Yeah, I know.
But like it's something I can see happening. But listen, I give my own 2 cents and leave it there, bro.
For real, man.
Go and carry my Grammy and go home.
Yes, sir.
For real.
I guess so. Music.
Yeah, so how we end the
Very
podcast is
simple.
we will just pick one song that we've been listening to recently.
Oh yeah. Go on.
Because we have a playlist, but we put songs on there all the time.
Mm.
I'll just put your single on there, As I Pray.
Oh, sweet.
So the project comes out on the 21st, I believe.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I'm having
so,
I'm actually having a listening party of the EP on the 20th. Now I'm doing something different with it. I'm not gonna just play the tracks. I'm actually performing them live.
oh, that's amazing.
Oh, that's it.
So
Yeah,
I'm
that's a good
performing them
idea.
live with a band. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I feel like that's the first time that's happening. But yeah, so yeah, that's what's gonna be happening. But yeah,
That's dope, man. I actually do that more often. That's really like intuitive thinking because more time at a listening party, they'll play the track, they'll sit there with their drink and like try to catch a vibe, but you're actually there performing it real time, so it's going to mean a lot more in the moment. So that's a really good idea, actually.
Love that.
Come to my shows, man. Come to my shows.
Yeah.
Come to my shows.
For real, we'll do.
Oh god, I forgot my choice. Imagine. Oh no, Ungetto Matteo, Sons. Good song. I think he's like a Twitch streamer. But yeah, no, it happened to make a good song.
Cool.
I was watching the Balmain spring summer 2023, and I don't know what inspired the designer to choose this song, but this song is dumb. It's bloody amazing. It's Crazy by Atueyii. I think that's how you pronounce her name. But yeah, no, it's a phenomenal song. Phenomenal song.
Okay.
Like the beats, the percussion, it's top tier. So yeah.
We love that. Okay. Atueyii, tell the people where they can find you online.
Literally everywhere. Atueyii, Atueyii. If you just type that on Google, even you find me. Yeah, I'm actually on Google now, like proper on Google. Type my name in there, pictures and everything will come up. It will tell you the genre of music I do as well.
That's dope.
So it's actually crazy. But yeah, so Atueyii just everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Oh no, Snapchat. Snapchat's personal. TikTok. Yeah, I'm everywhere, man.
That's amazing.
We global.
Yep, we're streaming Love and War on 21st.
Yes.
Yeah, go stream that, go buy it, go support the artist, man. He's good, man. He makes good music, good guy. And it's been a good interview as well. I appreciate your time, man.
Appreciate it. Love, man, love. Thank you for having me as well, man.
No problem.
Thank you for having me, and live that Essex life, boys.
For real.
The funny thing is,
we don't know any other way to live.
Live that Essex life. It's safe, innit? It's safe. It's safe. You don't have to worry about getting stabbed, getting shot.
No, to be fair, you'll find out some of the youngers are on crowd on this side. You find out.
Oh, in Chafford side.
Yeah, man. Life has changed in Chafford, fam. Like people are.
Okay, fair enough. No, because it's a bit closer to London, though, isn't it? That's probably it's a bit closer to Hackney. Hackney is a problem.
I wouldn't say close, but yeah,
but East London in general, like that's what I'm trying to say. Is like it's a bit closer. Yeah. Because I'm in Colchester.
Okay.
Yeah. So over here it's so peaceful, bro. I can walk out at 2 a.m. in the night.
Peace and quiet.
And nothing's gonna happen to me. I'll come back home.
Fair enough.
All right, listen, Colchester.
It's lit, man.
Fair enough.
I'm hearing good things about Colchester, to be fair. So
it's nice over here, man. Driving the 812, smooth ride to London every time. You know what I mean? It's just it's beautiful.
That's what you need, man.
Fair enough.
Saying. Trust.
Perfect. All right, episode 161, Made in Chafford podcast. Find us everywhere. Just search Made in Chafford, and we'll come up. Until next time, peace.
Peace, man.
Take care, guys. Bless.
Peace, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem, bro. Appreciate your time, man.
No problem. In a bit.
Take care, bro. In a bit.
Take care.
Bye, guys.